That's the best thing about writing your own music. You can be wrong and uncriticized. It's the dream. So we're going to sing through this album. I mean, it's not an album because I haven't recorded it. It's some songs in an order. It's 8 songs in a list. But there we go. Maybe it's Maybelline. I hope you enjoy it. You've heard all of these before, apart from one of them. Woo, it's the last one. I know how to keep you waiting. It's an album about apocalypse. So that's fun. A concept album in that sense. It's not telling one story. It's not like Evangeline. They don't fit within the literal same narrative. I know you want all of this information, which is why I'm telling you that. So it's like thematically, it's a theme album. I don't know what the definition is. So we're gonna play some songs. If I was like by myself, I could give you like a 5-minute monologue on how #deep all of these songs are. But I'm terrible at doing that on stream and I hate it and it's awful. So like, I don't know, feel free to tell me they're great. Or be like, wow, that lyric is really deep. Wow. You really understood the human condition. Wow. But like, I'm not going to monologue about it because it's just awkward. I just can't do it. Maybe a podcast where I don't have to use my face. Even though podcasts have faces in now, so... A PowerPoint. That's what we should have. It's a PowerPoint. Right, let's make a PowerPoint. I don't know why I'm trying to use my computer with the piano. That would be clever. Episode 1. What I mean is that I don't mind talking about my songs if you like have a question, but then it feels really presumptuous to say if you have a question about my song, like it's a song that I wrote. It's not flipping Ulysses. Oh, thankfully. So, yeah, what's happened to the podcast is we haven't recorded a second episode. Oops. So I need to message Ben and get on that. No, Ben studied physics. So I do get the authority on the old stuff. I mean, I get it wrong, but he doesn't know. All right, track number 1 is called Gaslit. It's a pun. About gaslighting and about gas. Because it's about industry using up all them sweet, sweet natural resources. And Lady Earth, she's like, whoa, that's not. There we go. Has your perception of my recollection changed with time? Well, it may have happened to your head, but it's not happened to mine. A dish of oily fish and drank a moderate amount of red wine. So I recall with age-old clarity the things you do to hurt me around and again, around and again, around and again. First you adore me, then you scorn me, then you tell me that nothing has changed. But you're the one who's growing old, I just get better with age. I know the tricks and the tips, I wrote the book, I printed the page. much unknowingly as you conspire to hurt me around and again, around and again, around and again, around and again. Well, have your factories burned your trees and now you need a new way to eat. Well, I gave you all I could, so I hold my hands up in defeat. You took a look in the larder and went hard like you had something to beat. But I'm the one you're beating, babe, and when I lose, you lose with me. Around and again, around and again, around and again. These many men. Well, I am oil, I am soil, I am toil, I am blood. I am light, I am night, I am fight, I am flood. What you did, what you hid, what you bid, I see all. All you shook, all you took, all you crooks, I recall. Around and again, these many men. Around and again, these many men. You have denied the times you lied as though you think that I can forget. Well, I commend your attempts, but I haven't forgotten yet. You made a mint of my skin, so don't think about feigning regret. All these many men searching for mastery of me. Around and again, around and again, around and again, around and again. I've sung that more dramatically in the past. It may sound different on the album, who knows? That was track number 1. Hope you had fun. Track number 2. We're just going to move straight on. I don't know why I'm so incredibly bad at this. It's called, currently, DEHIBERNATION, because I'm really subtle. And this is a song about the little pandemic that we did be having. And the allure of a lockdown, a forced decompression, and it represents a reconnection to nature as opposed to the opposition in the first track. Oh, it's a little shift of gears. How exciting. Little pandemic theme in here, because that's like one form of apocalypse, if you like. Climate change being the other big one that is in this album. Plague is obviously coming up. That's your big pandemic song. But it's like a little nicer version of a dramatic lifestyle change, I guess. I don't know. These all fit together in my head, and that's the only place where I have to live. So that's fine with me. Do you remember when we buried our snouts in the snow? We were creatures, creatures, creatures. Do you remember how the sound settled down outside the window? There were creatures, creatures, creatures. Life go easy, life go easy, life go easy. Life go easy, life go easy, life go easy. And all it required was you and me to close our eyes, settle down and go to sleep. Remember, we were only tired beasts. Well, the chain had got so heavy we thought we'd suffer for its breaking. Well, the chain had got so heavy we forgot the delight of breaking. Took it easy, drank honey, drank water from the stream. We were creatures, creatures, creatures. I flew above you, sat on a thermal wig, no dream. We were creatures, creatures, creatures. Days go easy, days go easy, days go easy. Days go easy, days go easy, days go easy. And all it required was you and me to close our eyes, settle down and get some sleep. Remember, we were only tired beasts. Well, the chain had got so heavy we thought we'd suffer for its breaking. Well, the chain had got so heavy we forgot the light of shaking. Little bear, I brush the melting snow from your snout. Little bear, I hear it's time to come back out. The air is grey again, the grass is mown, the fire's lit and the men are home. And I am feeling more alone for lacking all the quiet. We were creatures, creatures, creatures. Come on and teach us, teach us, teach us. We were creatures, creatures, creatures. I'm getting the suspicion that having these songs one after another, they're not going to be like super subtle. Well, exactly. Subtleties for cowards. Just doing some transposition in my head. I'm not sure how to play this today. Has it got a name? Oh, not really, Maddie. Their working name, I don't know. So I've looped this before. But I'm not really sure what I'm doing with it yet, so I'm not going to loop it today. Hey Moosey Faye, what's up? Yeah, like, I don't know, what's the Word document is currently called album, ? For the end of days. Which is so pretentious. Anyway, this one doesn't have a proper title either. It's about... the sea as power and threat and opportunity, and it's about a lot of people drowning. Actually, it's not very funny.
Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if it was all you could offer? Would you take all your mind in the middle of the night? Step into the wind, step into the swelling or the chilling of the sea. Here is the water. Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if it was all you could offer? All the dead children, so many dead children. If I named them, I'd claim them. Well, all the dead children, so many dead children. I claim them, so I give them to the sea. Ooh. Here is the water. Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you could offer? So many tongues, more tongues than can be justly done by light-lunged oxygen junkies. Oh, come on and give your tongues to the sea. Ooh, well, here is the water. Take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you could offer? Did you float in your mother's belly like the gods in the ether before discovering gravity? Did you feel how the water turned from warm to salty as she slipped from the ship and the chains dragged you down into the sea? Here is the water. Well, take a look at the water. Would you feed it your daughter if that was all you
Oh, that's interesting. Little connection there. Grumpy and Lurker. Yeah, quite a lot of my research at the moment is about like people displaced by various things, but yeah, including like flooding and really interesting. Did you float in your mother's belly? All right, we're gonna sing Plague. Which is about pandemic and also a lot about the old capitalism. I don't know why I said I wasn't going to do this, so I'm not going to do it. The unequal distribution of pandemics, I guess. And it's just fun. It's about how many rhymes can I fit into the song, to be honest. Plague came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. Plague came in, way too certain, for something of grief swinging out of its place on this earth, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women. They shut the city down overnight. Sit tight, the bad airs only circulate outside. The city walls are newly clad, airtight, fireproof when you're in, repellent, self-clean and floral smelling. Shut your doors and posy your noses, will soon be coming up roses. There was a lord of land watching his tenements as they fell to sick, then fell to penniless cries. What do you require by way of penitence? But the gods had long moved down to the city, bought up the hills where the air smelled pretty, pushed up the market with divine wages, and only returned for drunken rages. What were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head and feathery is the bed. Oh, ooh, 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 break into the lordly halls, for the pig head's dead and the guards have long since left post, and all them slaughtering, starving sows and boars take a little minute to get their deserts emotional, stuck it for millennia of hurt. The lords and the ladies are plump for the plucking, leeches after a goodly sucking. Oh, oh, oh. What were the walls begin to crumble? I didn't know they needed so much care. What were the rules? My moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? Oh, for heavy is the head and feathery is the bed. Well, exponential growth is an existential threat. You can keep on having more when there's nothing more to get.
there's nothing more to get, when there's nothing more to get, when there's nothing more to take a little minute to gather your papers. You might need proof of purchase later, claim insurance for all your damages, and make a sweet pile of bubonic ravages. Water where the walls begin to crumble. I didn't know they needed so much care. Water where the rules, now moral compass stumbles. A little nudging as the earth becomes, the air becomes. But if the king is dead, oh, who will be king instead? For heavy is the head, oh, and feathery is the bed. Well, plague came in, way too certain, for something grief swinging of its place on this earth. And it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women, and it ate up the sewers and the towers, and it ate up the brothels and the bowers, and it ate up all there found living, and it didn't set aside the children and the women. No, it didn't set aside the children and the women.
Sounded at the end there like one of my strings had just journeyed off. And they're a bit off. Let's have a look. This is why you should never strum. Yeah, this is a track. It's called Ah Good. She's not singing in this one. All right, we're gonna go to a slow song now. So this is a proper post-apocalyptic living in a bunker song. It's kind of like the people living in the bunker in the final song, who you will meet. It's not the final song, actually, penultimate song. This is like full bunker life, but it's like very sad bunker life. We'll explore sad bunker life, then we explore nihilistic bunker life. It's great. It's got everything. I haven't sung this in probably 9 months.
For a summer we watched the owls. Do you know what birds look like when they flew? They look like honeymooners cavorting like the sky was new. There were things I cannot name. Darkness deep where ancient fishes swim, while here on land the beasts across the deserts ran. It felt like burning, to lose it in the flames, and the world keeps turning. Have you heard that once we lived in trees? You don't believe half of what I say. Say it's a fairy tale woven for the end of days. But I the sky. I heard the wind wail and the rivers cry. I felt the heat beat down and burn my skin. I heard the mountains shout again and again. In summer we watched the owls. Do you know the trees would give away their leaves, turn gold from green and let the winter come for me? Shut your eyes and imagine the sound. The rain drums down like the sky will break. Oh, the branches shake, the clouds will fall, the earth will quake. It felt like rending to lose it in the flames, and the world keeps ending. You could watch the morning rise. The dawn turns pink and says the day is new. Oh, light comes through the way the honeymooners flew. Again and again, again and again, I've lost it all. Again and again, again and again, again and again, I've seen the fall. Again and again, again and again, again and again, I've lost it all. Again and again, and I can't name all the things I wish you knew. A frog sits tiny on your palm. If that is all you take, take that away. Oh, a fairy tale woven for the end of days.
I'm just thinking, I've got a friend who's really into frogs and also owns pigs, and it feels like there's a lot of shout outs in this album to her, but like this was written before I knew those things, so that's a bit weird. All right, now we're going to sing another song. I don't really have a name for this one. It's like a city mouse, country mouse scenario. Why is it in an apocalypse album? A call to love the simple life. I guess we have the overly dramatic song we just had that's like, can you believe trees? Like, trees are so cool. And what if all the trees went? And then this is like, oh yeah, trees, man. I love trees. That's kind of the pairing here. And it kind of pairs with the song after it as well, which is that one. If you know that one, you know what I mean. In that they're very lively, but this is like a call to, gosh, why am I talking? A call to a liveliness guided by love rather than despair, I suppose. Bristol, don't come for me. I'm emotionally vulnerable. I'm sharing my craft. And it's on a ukulele, so that's fun.
It ain't easy being a pretty day is done, watching the river run, all brown and gritty. Well, come on down to the country fair, we'll get you fixed up to fiddle there. Weave leaves and weeds into your head. Make your love Bathsheba and Oak, not city boys who will then won't throw the dog a decent bone. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in this city. Well, when the wind blows cold, it's not like the tales they told. Pavement shiny with gold, all gray and gritty. Come out to the country at harvest time. Out of the city still look fine. Mud on the hams and strawberry wine. Pluck the loose hairs from your bow and pick the jig. You already know how the sweeter tunes all go. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. Well, I was a pretty girl too. I grew up pretty like you, but I stayed away when the call came through to take you to the town. Out in the country, yeah, well, playing at the country fair. Well, everyone you know's already there, so you ain't no messing around. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. Out here we grew you, out here we knew you, till the city wind blew through. Well, ain't that a pity? Out here the fruit is sweet, dancing on aching feet. The simple life is a tasty treat. After the city, the harvest left us full. The river's clear and cool. Stay a while and play us old some pretty ditty. Well, it ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city. It ain't easy being pretty, being a pretty girl in the city.
That's a good song for the dancing chicken. I respect that. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have favorites here, which I find hard when, like, putting together an album. Like, if I'm like, oh, this song's a bit naff. You're like, what should it really go on? But I think some of them are probably stronger like this. And then, because, like, in my head, which is an important caveat, in my head, there's quite extensive arrangements around some of these. Like the album I'm doing next, which is the Hippos Took France, Put the Coffee on, that album. That's very simple. They're all just like guitar songs. Some of these I'm like, I want exciting things happening. I don't know how I'm going to achieve that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But like, I think that is the thing. Some of these songs, this is kind of not the form I imagined them in. Whereas normally I write things like very acoustically and then I'll just, I don't know, make up some piano over the top. Right, anyway, we're going to play The End Times, I think is what this is called. Yeah, Maddie, hopefully. Not for these though, but for the other thing. This is a full apocalypse song again, but yeah, very like nihilistic. Yeah. We played it the other day. You know how it goes. Well, maybe you weren't here. You do have lives. Or maybe you weren't listening. That's fine.
What do you get after the end times, after the sky comes crashing down? What kind of vows make it through the end times? The old religions are all dead now. What kind of new will make it how you want it? Take it if you want it, well, it's on the shelf. What kind of life? Yeah, take it if you want it. If you don't want it, then kill yourself. Well, I remember children, all the dead children, they rise on up and dance in the street. The street's overgrown, full of dead children, shooting down pigeons for barbecue meat. Underground there's a bunker, in the bunker there are people who have never seen the sky. They don't want their lungs poisoned, honey, we're all poisoned, you just pick how you die. What do you get after the end times? All sorts of singing about how it used to be, but no one remembers after the end times. Everything is hazy, memory or dream. Was the grass green? I don't know shit now. I just keep on chopping radioactive food. What have you seen? Don't tell me that shit now. I'm not in the apocalyptic storytelling mood. Barter and borrow and steal from the dead. Well, I've got a whistle and a long walk today. Take what you want from the land of the dead. It's only alone, you'll return it someday. What kind of owls make it through the end times? Only the feeding and bleeding kind. What kind of owls? There's no owls in the end times. Just you and tomorrow and the voices in your mind. Underground there's a bunker, in the bunker there are people who have never seen the sky. They don't want their lungs poisoned, honey, we're all poisoned, you just pick the reason why. Underground there's a bunker, and the bunker's full of people who have never seen the sky. They don't want their lungs poisoned, honey, we're all poisoned, you just pick why you die. That was fun to write. That was very fun to write. It was fun to write, but basically, now on to the last song, which I wrote recently. And, I mean, this came up the other day on stream, and it's come up in my PhD work, and just generally, like, especially the tone of the last one, the very, like, nihilistic, whatever. Yeah, it's a bunker pair. Kind of chaotic, and the question of, like, what is the allure of apocalypse narratives, or, like, what is the responsibility you have maybe to in these contexts. I don't know what I'm saying. Talking absolute garbage. Basically, this is going to be the final song. I'll probably mess it up because I just wrote it the other day. But it's like I guess a question of, what does it mean to imagine that things are going to end in apocalypse? Why do we do that? And I'm aware not everyone does that, but it is like a bit of a cultural phenomenon. And what does it mean to reject that and pick something else? And I just thought it was like a fun cap, because I really enjoyed the previous song, and like it doesn't really matter what I put in an album as long as it's not like a hate crime. But for me, like, it's, I don't know, like all the different songs explore different, I'm just like looking off camera so I don't have to look at you all, different kind of facets of like what you might class as like apocalypse. Like a couple of them are full blown, you know, there's no trees anymore, but there are like other facets, and like the pandemics and stuff, and you know, like a lot of this stuff does happen, and I'm not really suggesting we're going to have like a full blown nuclear apocalypse or like a full blown climate apocalypse in that kind of extreme way where like everything ceases, but we do have elements of that. We have that localized, and we have, you know, pandemics and like severe climatic events and that kind of thing. And this is basically just my PhD coming out now, but so it's talking about like an ethics of care rather than a
like a nihilism thing. I shouldn't really be talking about this song I haven't played yet, because you're going to be like, oh, this might be a good song, and then you're going to be like, oh, it's kind of slow. But I like it, and I felt like a nice cap on the theme. Like, if I'm going to play in the sandpit of apocalypse, I wanted to kind of also look at like what it means to play in the sandpit of apocalypse. And I've done that, and now I've coined the phrase sandpit of apocalypse, which is fun. It was the last one on the album, so we'll wrap up the stream after this. Oh, and the guitar has just absolutely given up on me. Massively, like I don't know, it was all that strumming, I think, it's like freaked it out. Hey Robert, what's up? But what now, when the call of catastrophe becomes alluring? What now, when the steady roof becomes only a roof in a state of yet to be falling? When this land is drowned, soon land, not land we love and walk on. When the drowning might take many forms of yet to be and yet to be adored. I have fallen a little bit in love, it's just a brief obsession with the four horsemen and their promise of thrills and vindication. For me to say the burning horizon is all I said it would be, briefly satisfies frustrations with the way things seem to be. But we make the future weaving, future making is a funny task. All the paths are open for a moment, shining brightly back. What gift can I give the small ones, the beans that flower optimistically in January, snowy weather? What gift can I give the girl that falls apart with laughing as her family fill the kitchen in the dusk with dancing? But what now, when the call of catastrophe becomes alluring, when the temptation grows to lie down in a dark room and say the world is a sorry, sorry place? I am sorry, sorry it came to this. I am an oracle of apocalypse. But to turn to the sun and the kitchen and the waves, to the owl, to the city, to the sleepers, to the plague, and say I'm scared, but not because there is no meaning. Scared because I care, like leaping, not like falling. Scared like love is not symptomatic but emphatic. Down with this infatuation, I breathe love into creation. Down with this infatuation, I breathe love into creation. There we go. Started the album playthrough thinking, oh, this is just the same song over and over. And then I've ended it thinking, is this a themed album at all? But anyway, I hope that reveals something about the inside of my brain that you might not have wanted to know, but you do now. So that's a treat for us all.